Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest nonprofit event on earth. Okay, so it's not the greatest event on earth, and I'm not P.T. Barnum. I'm Ken Cerini, managing partner of Cerini Associates and founder of the Imagine Awards. Welcome to the inaugural New York City Imagine Awards. I can't believe we are finally here. I hope everyone is doing well through these difficult times. I don't know about you, but I can't wait until all this is over. It was our goal to bring the New York City Imagine Awards to life in 2020, based on the success of the Long Island Imagine Awards, now moving into its 10th year. However, the pandemic presented so many challenges and losses for everyone, both personally and professionally, that we were forced to push it off a year. The nonprofit sector in New York City and the surrounding boroughs were especially impacted. But as you will see tonight, their innovation, resourcefulness, and strong leadership allowed them to pivot and develop creative ways to accomplish their missions in spite of fundraising downturns and the need to provide services remotely. It just goes to show how truly amazing the nonprofit sector is and why it needs to be honored and recognized. We are especially grateful to our sponsors, committee, judges, and finalists for all they have done leading up to tonight, so that tonight can truly focus on our finalists and the sector as a whole, who tirelessly make a difference in all our lives on a regular basis. The nonprofit sector has been hit particularly hard with so many services they provide essential to the well-being and existence of the people they serve. They are on the front line, making a difference in so many lives, in so many ways. We are so very honored to say thank you through an event like this. Over 270 applications were submitted for the 2021 New York City Imagine Awards. Of those, the 20 finalists represent some of the best New York City has to offer. The winners of the 5 categories, arts and culture, rising star, innovation, leadership, and social impact, will be announced live tonight. We also have the Fan Favorite Award, where people voted online for their favorite finalist. Although there can only be one winner in each category, as far as I'm concerned, you're all winners. I would like to thank our sponsors for their generosity, specifically our platinum sponsors, my partners at Cerini Associates, Aetna Better Health, Alliant Retirement Consulting, the Claire Friedlander Family Foundation, and the Nonprofit Resource Hub. Our cocktail reception sponsor, Nationwide Retirement Plans, and our gold sponsors, People's United Bank and NYN Media. I want to give special thanks to the committee that serves as the event's board, making important decisions about the event and also helping to move the event forward in spite of the pandemic. You did an amazing job. The judges, who had the unenviable task of narrowing the semifinalists down to the 20 finalists being recognized here tonight, and ultimately picking the 5 winners that will be unveiled live. And all of you for supporting the nonprofit sector. I would also like to thank my team at Cerini Associates, Christina Leno and Kellyanne Cerini, as well as Hillary Needle of Hillary Needle Events, who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event run as smoothly as it does. In addition to all of you here in attendance, we also welcome everyone who is participating in our simulcast of tonight's event. Tonight, we're using a text to donate feature, which allows you to donate directly to our finalists throughout the event.
Text to donate. Get down.
Please check the screens and the journal for the text to donate numbers. Sorry about that, dude. Every time you text to donate, you're making a vote for one of your nonprofits. The nonprofit with the largest number of votes is going to get an extra special prize. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. I really hope you will consider supporting them, as they have supported so many in the New York metro area over the years. So congratulations to all of our finalists. Now let's see who's taking home the trophies, the prize money, and of course, the bragging rights this year. I'm pleased to introduce me for a special announcement. Thanks, me. So welcome, everyone. It's so great to be here. It's so great to be finally among people. Over the last 2 years, we've had to do this event on Long Island virtually, and let me tell you, it sucks. So it's so much better, actually, to be among people, to actually see people, to actually talk to people. So this is amazing. We love it when we can come together and do this, especially for the nonprofit sector, a sector that does pretty much everything for all of us. There isn't a person who lives, works, or visits New York that isn't in some way, shape, or form touched by the nonprofit sector. And the nonprofit sector just doesn't get the recognition it deserves. It really doesn't. There aren't really any other award ceremonies or events for nonprofits where we can actually shine a light on the nonprofit sector and really make a difference overall. So really tonight is a night to not think about others. I know that's how you kind of built into your DNA. You're always worried about other people, but tonight's not a night to worry about other people. It's a night to worry about the nonprofit sector. Let's share ideas, let's come together, and let's really look for a way to kind of continue to build this energy here in this room and take it out there. And tomorrow you have to go back to what you do on a daily basis, so kind of think about today and think about the wonderful things that are happening today. For those of you who are experiencing the Imagine Awards for the first time, welcome. As I said in the video, this is our first in New York City, but we're entering our 10th year on Long Island next year. So anybody who's from Long Island, feel free to visit. Well, we have a little bit of catching up to do here in New York City because obviously we've been doing it a lot longer on Long Island. Think about it. There are only 3,500 Long Island-based nonprofits. There are 35,000 of you guys out there. So we should catch up pretty quickly, and we should pass what's happening on Long Island because everything is bigger and better in New York City. Again, our goal tonight is to shine a light on you guys. It's to bring nonprofit leadership together so you guys can share ideas. You're going to be watching some amazing videos tonight. And when you see those videos, there's going to be some really cool ideas. You know, find the organizations. On your table is a kind of a seating plan. Find the organizations you want to learn more about. Take the time to talk to them. Also, take the time to text to donate. All right, I mean, I know this is an award program. It's really all about shining a light on the sector, but the sector also needs our support. And as I said in the video, there's going to be something special we're doing tonight. So what we're going to be doing, we had one of our committee members graciously donated $1,000. And what we're going to do is every time you text a donation, doesn't matter how big or how small it is, but anytime a donation is texted to one of our finalists, you're casting a vote for that finalist. The finalist with the most votes gets to take home that extra $1,000. So go ahead, start texting, show your love through the support. Also, as you'll see in a few minutes, this is kind of the Academy Awards of the New York City nonprofit sector. So we have the videos and the winners are announced live tonight. So I don't want to kind of hold you up. I know everybody is looking to find out who won. So we're going to move forward. So I'd like to introduce our MC for tonight, Channel 7 Eyewitness News race and cultural reporter, Crystal Cranmore. Unfortunately, Crystal was unable to make it here tonight, but we do have her on the big screen. So, Crystal?
Thank you, Ken. I'm so happy to serve as your MC for the inaugural New York City Imagine Awards. Through my work as a journalist, I've seen firsthand the great work all of you nonprofits do, the lives you have changed for the better, and the mark you continue to leave in our communities. I'm so excited to be part of the Imagine Awards that will showcase the important missions of 20 of New York's most incredible nonprofit organizations. Through the generosity of its sponsors and supporters, the Imagine Awards will put nearly $30,000 in the hands of nonprofit organizations tonight, and that number will hopefully rise by the minute through your texted donations. Special and sincere thanks to the companies who chose to support the Imagine Awards this year as corporate sponsors. We couldn't do it without you, and we want to welcome and thank our sponsors who have stepped up to take advantage of this unique opportunity. We know that you understand how impactful this platform is and how much good it does for so many people. As Ken said, the 20 finalist organizations are all winners. As finalists, each organization was awarded a video shoot that captured the essence of their organization that we will show after the nominees in each category are read. Special thanks to Michael Sorrentino, Wade Shields, and Liz Weaver at Sorrentino Media, who did a great job safely producing and coordinating the videos. These videos are the property of the finalists to use on their websites and in their advertising courtesy of the New York City Imagine Awards. I just want to remind everyone to please take a look at the journal for details about the event, finalist organizations, and sponsors. It is now my pleasure to introduce Peter Klein, presenting the Claire Friedlander Family Foundation Arts and Culture category, which recognizes the tremendous contributions of arts and cultural organizations to New York City and the boroughs.
I'm Peter Klein, president of the Claire Friedlander Family Foundation. We are proud and active members of the New York Metro nonprofit community and supporters of the Imagine Awards from its inception. These creative nonprofits echo our founders' deep love of all things artistic. The foundation was established by Claire Friedlander, a Holocaust survivor whose life was saved by people who took a stand against prejudice and intolerance. The Claire Friedlander Family Foundation, as a legacy agent, frames our giving in the spirit of our grantor. This award is available to any arts and/or cultural organization that has had a significant impact in New York City. This includes organizations that have had a significant, measurable impact on their community, developed new and/or innovative programming, developed effective fee-generating programs, or have demonstrated outstanding achievement in their artistic and/or cultural field. It is my honor to present the finalists for the Claire Friedlander Foundation Arts and Culture Award. Alliance of Resident Theaters New York. BAD, Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance. DreamYard Project. Museum of the City of New York.
For nearly 50 years, the Alliance of Resident Theaters New York, or Art New York, has earned its reputation as a leader. We provide services to our members, from shared office spaces and rehearsal spaces to technical assistance programs for emerging theaters, most recently with our Leon Levy COVID Relief Fund to sustain the field during this uncertain time. It's paramount that we continue to work to be flexible and responsive to the needs of our smaller and mid-sized member companies.
Everybody has a right to see their story portrayed on stage. As one of the go-to resources for small to mid-sized theater companies, we deepen and aid culture shifts and transformation in the theatrical field through the training, education services, and grant funding we offer. Folks are able to engage in peer learning and have conversations that deepen what it means to be in community with one another.
People make theater because they have something that they need to communicate, and they also have a need to build community. Art New York is here to make sure that theater is around for a long time.
I think that it's important for us to get to know people who we don't know. For 22 years, the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance has powerfully presented vibrant performance and dance that's empowering to women, people of color, and the different LGBTQ+ communities out there. We accomplish this through a series of in-house festivals, and we engage our communities with off-site, Bad on the Block initiatives.
Our AATT Academy dance program for ages 6 to 9 boys and girls is imbued with BAD's core values of representation and access. And in 2022, we'll launch a national partnership with Art Spaces to support work by queer artists of color. We've created a community, and a community of people who are women, who are queer, who are people of color, and bringing all of those communities together over this expansive time has been pretty amazing.
We want people to constantly surprise us. BAD always wants to search for that voice that feels they're different or feels unrepresented. That's fun because we learned something from that voice.
DreamYard began working in collaboration with New York City Public Schools over 20 years ago and has seen the benefits of our long-standing partnerships, including increased graduation rates and reduced teacher turnover. Today we have a coalition of 50 schools dedicated to providing students access to the arts called the Bronx Arts Learning Community.
Each year, DreamYard welcomes around 15,000 kindergarten through 12th grade students into our classrooms to build pathways to equity and opportunity through the arts. We do this through school-based partnerships, out-of-school programs, and summer work-based learning experiences. Since the onset of COVID-19, our Arts Center now also serves as a community relief hub, providing food, clothing, supplies, and creative art therapy, access to Wi-Fi, and the neighborhood's first tech lending library. I am born and raised in the Bronx, so my commitment has always been to seeing the Bronx flourish. Oftentimes, young people move in a way that is like, this is my opinion, but does my opinion really matter? And your art is a really great way to not only refine that voice, but to showcase it to the world.
The Museum of the City of New York fosters an understanding of the distinctive nature of urban life in the world's most influential metropolis, New York. It engages visitors by celebrating, documenting, and interpreting the city's past, present, and future.
We felt an incredible responsibility and opportunity in the midst of the pandemic to help New Yorkers cope with what we were going through and to give a place where we could all reflect in a useful way. New York Responds is the result of this citywide digital and physical public collecting effort to capture the experiences of New Yorkers in this historic moment in real time. 15,000 visitors came to the exterior presentation and in-gallery exhibition, and through complimentary programming and the launch of the online exhibition, audiences at home are still able to access the sights, sounds, and testimonies featured in New York Responds.
New York always comes back stronger and better, and we know that we have really key stories to tell as how to celebrate New York's past and also help people prepare and build towards a stronger future.
Good evening. I'm Peter Klein. Thank you very much for being here. I wanted to, just before we get to the envelope and the winner, I know you're all anxiously waiting for this, just my 2 cents on this great event. I mean, hats off to Ken Cerini and his team, also to Hillary Needle and her team. Great job here. Okay, what you all been waiting for, the winner of the Arts and Culture Award. Museum of the City of New York.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keith Butler. I'm Vice President of Development for the Museum of the City of New York, and I may or may not be wearing a tie for the first time in 18 months right now. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, New York City Imagine Awards. Before I say anything more, this is amazing company to be in tonight. These nonprofits do more than any of us could possibly imagine to actually make the life of this city function, thrive, and everything that we want it to be, that we envision it to be. So I could not ask to be in better company this evening. Every 10 or 20 years, someone decides New York is dead. And our job at the museum is to say not so fast. We have a singular aim. It is to document every story, every experience that is lived in this city, and to tell your stories. The pandemic was a moment of true terror, chaos, opportunity, and togetherness. Every feeling you could have, we felt as a city, as first and worst. And the way we came together is nothing short of miraculous. Our role was, as we like to say, to give context and comfort, because the facets of what we experienced in COVID are not new to New York. Pandemics are not new in this city. Homelessness is not new in this city. Hunger is not new in this city. Everything that we experienced, we have experienced over and over again. Many of my colleagues in this room can say we have experienced many of these things in an ongoing fashion, and it's just the same package in new packaging. Our job is to figure out what that looks like moving forward. And my job at the Museum of the City of New York is to give you the opportunity to share what your experiences are and make sure that that lives on for the future. So thank you for recognizing that for us this evening.
Congratulations to the Museum of the City of New York for their inspiring work. Up next, the Aetna Better Health Rising Star Award, presented by their CEO, Kevin Nelson, recognizing a nonprofit that makes a profound impact with their programs and services, but with a much smaller budget.
Hi, my name is Kevin Nelson, Chief Executive Officer for Aetna Better Health of New York, and we are proud to sponsor the Rising Star Award. The finalists in this category are incredible organizations who do so much for so many, often with minimal resources. These resilient nonprofits operate with significant social impact by exhibiting intense dedication, creativity, and a drive to continue to make a difference in the lives of others, in spite of the current state of the world. The Aetna Rising Star Award recognizes a nonprofit generating under $5 million in revenue for its outstanding innovation, impact, and achievement in meeting its mission. The award will be given to an organization who demonstrates an outstanding record of sustained achievement, successful financial performance, and has built a reputation for excellence within the community. The finalists are ALD Alliance, Children of Promise NYC, Getting Out and Staying Out,
I started the ALD Alliance after losing my son, Aiden. I remember being in the hospital with him at NYU and learning that there was a newborn screening test for this disease, but not one state was putting it to use. New York was the first state to begin testing thanks to Aiden's Law, which was signed in 2013. As of today, 23 states are now testing. We are working to have federal funding for all federally recommended conditions.
When my son was 12 days old, we received a phone call from the pediatrician's office that he had this diagnosis, this word I had never heard of, adrenoleukodystrophy. The knowledge of the diagnosis at birth is a gift. By the time my son was 3 weeks old, he had seen neurologists and endocrinologists, and these are doctors that he now sees every 6 months, so that we will be ahead of however this disease decides to rear its ugly head. Watching Elisa do what she does so that families won't have to go through what she went through is what drives me every day.
Children of Promise NYC offers a unique environment designed to foster hope, resilience, and healthy emotional development in its young scholars by addressing the psychological consequences children experience with the loss of a parent to incarceration. CPNYC is the only organization of its kind in New York City that houses a licensed outpatient mental health clinic on site, along with comprehensive youth development programming for children ages 6 to 18. Our scholars are able to come into a safe space. One, they're able to play basketball, go into the computer room, but then they're also able to meet with their clinician, being able to have a treatment plan that allows them to address their specific needs, dealing with the anger, the trauma, the sadness of not having their parent. Everyone can share in that experience. You understand when the phone disconnects, when I didn't get to finish tell mom or dad what happened at school today. You understand that experience. Being able to understand that, you know what, there's nothing for me to be ashamed about. I can use this experience to not only empower myself, but to empower others. And at Children of Promise NYC, that is our goal, for them to be able to share in experiences that allow them to understand the value of what they bring to the table.
GOSA was founded 20 years ago by retired business executive Mark Goldsmith, who visited Rikers Island and saw the great potential in the young men he met. Since then, GOSA has helped more than 10,000 young men access education, gain emotional support, and secure meaningful employment, and has become one of the most effective reentry organizations for 16 to 24-year-olds.
We meet our participants where they are for core advocacy and future planning. Once in the Harlem office, participants and staff members partner on a journey towards their personal and professional goals by providing key resources and holistic support.
I came on board in January in 2020, right before the pandemic, and ensured that GOSA was a lifeline for our participants. We distributed more than 7,000 meals and secured more than 40 job placements. 90% of the young men we serve are Black and Latinx. Fewer than 15% of the young men who go through GOSA's programming return to jail, versus more than 65% nationwide. GOSA is at the intersection of criminal and racial justice and changing the lives of the young people we serve.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here and to have the opportunity to announce the winner of the Aetna Better Health Rising Star Award. The winner is ALD Alliance.
I'm just grateful to be nominated for this award and to be here tonight. You know, our work is to try to help prevent what happened to my son and losing him from a condition that could have been treated if he was diagnosed at birth. And we've made tremendous strides in that. We have 23 states that are now screening, and we're working on a federal initiative to ensure that all babies born in this country have the same chance at a normal, healthy life, that it should not depend on the state that they live in. So I'm so grateful for everyone that voted for us and just made this possible. And this is for my son, Aiden, who's my hero and keeps me going. So.
Wow. Congratulations to ALD Alliance. Don't forget to text your donations to help make all of our nonprofits' wishes come true. And now, presenting the Alliance Leadership Excellence Award is John Cunningham. This award recognizes nonprofit leaders who not only advocate for their missions, but consistently operate in a way that is innovative and impactful. This nonprofit leader is a change maker, not only within his or her organization, but for the community as a whole.
Good evening. I'm John Cunningham of Alliant Retirement Consulting. The past 18 months have tested not-for-profit leadership and thrown at them challenges they have never imagined. We are proud to sponsor the Leadership Excellence Award and offer our deepest gratitude and appreciation to these individuals for going above and beyond every day, not just during these times of crisis. The Alliant Leadership Excellence Award recognizes an exemplary not-for-profit leader who may be an executive director, board member, staff member, or volunteer. and whose accomplishments have advanced his or her organization, as well as had a profound impact on the community as a whole. Aside from being an innovative thinker, an individual who operates with impact and strives to drive social change, this leader must be a fierce advocate for their organization and its mission. The finalists for the 2021 Imagine Award in Leadership Excellence embody these traits. Avenues for Justice, Angel Rodriguez, Executive Director and Co-Founder. Children of Promise, New York City, Sharon Contant, CEO and Founder. Girls Educational Mentoring Services, GEMS, Rachel Lloyd, Founder and CEO. Transitional Services for New York, Larry Grubler, CEO.
Since the 70s, the system has been very tough. It was tough on kids, tough on crime, too many young people in prison. Through the years, Avenue for Justice has been opening up the eyes and the ears of judges and prosecutors that before putting a young person in prison, we need to really explore what the problem is and how we can keep them out. We don't want young people to be judged in their futures by a mistake they made when they were 15 or 16 years old. So we put a lot of kids in treatment, as we have a lot of kids in outpatient programs. We run our own workshops to deal with the stigma of mental health, which sadly our poorest communities need to understand what that is.
I needed help, and I didn't have the support system. You know, my mother was still on her drugs at the time. I didn't have a father. I wanted to be a process for the next kid to succeed and to help them build confidence that they could be whoever they want to be. These are kids that need help. They are so lovable. Everybody deserves a second chance.
I am proud to be the finalist in this leadership category. It is my hope that the youth that we serve are inspired to become leaders in their communities.
I am the founding president and CEO of Children of Promise NYC, a New York-based nonprofit organization with a mission to embrace and support children of incarcerated parents through multifaceted, trauma-informed programming at locations in Brooklyn and the South Bronx. A Queens native and mother of two, I left behind a lucrative career on Wall Street to devote my life to empowering and uplifting youth to recognize their value and full potential by addressing the far-reaching mental health and social consequences of having a family member incarcerated. As a frequent guest and contributor on national network and cable news, I have used my platform to highlight the injustices families face due to systematic racism and mass incarceration. Through my nationally recognized work at CPNYC, my goal is to disrupt cycles of poverty and intergenerational incarceration and activate the organization's young scholars to become leaders and community advocates. I have the privilege of working with committed staff, volunteers, a board of directors, and individuals who are committed to young people. They're committed to the growth and the evolution and the impact that our work makes.
I founded GEMS in 1998 at the age of 23, really in response to the overwhelming need for services for commercially sexually exploited and domestically trafficked girls and young women, particularly low-income girls and young women of color. In the last 23 years, we've become the largest service provider to this population in the country. In 2008, we passed the Safe Harbor for Exploited Youth Act, which made New York State the first state to protect and not punish children who are being sold in the sex industry. We continue to serve over 300 girls and young women a year with our unique program model, which is called Victim Survivor Leader. And that's really the heart of our work, is about developing our young women into leaders in their families, in their communities, and becoming change agents in the world. We've been able to change the perception of commercial sexual exploitation and domestic trafficking. Many of the young people that we work with end up in the sex industry because of poverty. And so our job is to provide young people with as many choices as we can. I didn't know anybody who graduated from college, and neither did most of our girls in the beginning, and now they know each other. It's incredible to see our young women achieving their educational goals and breaking generational cycles of poverty.
Transitional Services for New York provides both residential and outpatient services to anyone over the age of 18 who has a severe and persistent mental illness. When I took over as CEO in 2007, our net assets were just over $10 million. Today, 14 years later, we are just over $60 million. We continue to develop apartment buildings that provide housing to both those with a psychiatric disability and to individuals who otherwise would not have been able to afford a place to live. We are typically in the psych field used to seeing people in person. We've had to adjust to doing everything by telehealth. Everything that we did over the last 18 months, the staff have been fantastic. They really rose to the occasion and they did great. I'm feeling very positive about the future. I think we've done a lot during the pandemic to even grow. We built a new building on 89th Avenue in Jamaica that's going to house 70 additional people. To grow during a time of these difficulties is amazing. Leadership to me, it means motivating staff to work on a common goal for all our consumers. And our tagline has a significant and positive impact on us all. We help people rediscover themselves.
I'm going to echo the comments of everybody. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back in the city. So thank you so much, and what great finalists all the way around. Again, it's inspiring to see the leadership across all the not-for-profits within inside of the city, but these finalists, to me, deserve one more round of applause. And the winner is GEMS, Rachel Lloyd. Unfortunately, Rachel wasn't able to be here tonight to accept the award. Alliant will accept the award on her behalf and make sure everything gets to her. Thanks very much.
So I don't know about you guys, but there's some pretty incredible organizations being honored tonight. Pretty amazing, right? I just want to remind everybody, text to donate. These organizations are doing so much for everyone. This is our chance to give a little bit back. So again, text to donate, text often, text again, and when you're done, text one more time. So we're going to break for dinner right now. So take the time, as I said before, on your table is a seating chart. Take the time to meet some of the finalists and sponsors. In addition, again, show your love to these amazing organizations by texting your love. One quick story. The first year that we actually held this event on Long Island, there was, in the audience, there was a private foundation there. And when we broke for dinner, the leader of that private foundation walked up to me and said, "This is extremely inspirational." He said, "You guys have done really the heavy lifting, and you guys have picked out some of the greatest nonprofit organizations there are on Long Island. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to make a donation of $5,000 to each of the Long Island-based organizations you picked." I only tell that story because I want to know if there's anyone in the audience now who would kind of like to follow through and do the same for our incredible nonprofits that are here today. Hands up, anybody? Anyway, so for those of you attending virtually, you can grab some dinner, your phone, go to the bathroom, text the organizations, whatever you need to do. We're going to try to get back here. It's now about 8 o'clock. We're going to try to get back about 8:45, and just before we get started, you'll see that countdown on your screen that you saw at the beginning. So thanks, everyone, and we'll see you in about 45 minutes. I was so worried about making sure everybody else had the winners in their hands, I totally forgot I won. So, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you all enjoyed your dinner and you met some amazing people in the room. I just want to remind everybody about the text to donate and tell you something. Right now, the highest text to donate vote right now is 5. So the highest vote right now, think about that. The highest vote right now is 5. So the winning group gets $1,000. And right now, only 5 people have put in a vote. So hopefully that will spur some people to text to donate more, because every time you text a donation, you're adding a vote to somebody. So think about it. So I am now proud to present this year's Serene & Associates Fan Favorite Award. All of our finalists were eligible to win, and this was a public vote. And the winner of this will receive $3,000. So America has voted, and the top 4 vote getters in alphabetical order were ALD Alliance, Children of Promise, EB Research, and Fab Scrap. So one of those 4 organizations will take home the win. The competition was tight. There were over 4,000 votes cast, and the winner won by less than 200 votes. So the winner is, I don't know, I feel like I should go to commercial break now, right? Isn't that the way it normally works? You're just about to announce the winner and you go to a commercial break. Do you suffer from back pain from a bulging wallet? Is the stress of losing stock market gains bringing you down? What are you going to do with your stimulus check? Text to donate. Text to donate. All right. Sorry about that. And the winner is, and I lost the envelope. Oh, there it is. I'm losing everything. Of course, it's on the trophy. I could just read it off the trophy, but. No. Can you guys read it from there? All the way in the back. Can you guys read that? Fab Scrap? Come on up, Fab Scrap. You guys won. We put them all the way in the back to make it really dramatic when they walked up here.
Thank you all so much. We are just so grateful, especially to the community that really supported us and helped us with our mission of diverting textiles from landfill. Thank you to everyone who voted for us and who truly believe in our mission. We can't do it without you. Thank you.
That's amazing. Your fans have spoken. Nice job. The Nonprofit Resource Hub Innovation Award rewards an organization for using creativity and ingenuity to meet a programmatic need, operational challenge, or fundraising campaign. Presenting the award tonight is Allison LaFerlita, the Hub's Executive Director.
I'm Allison LaFerlita, Executive Director of the Nonprofit Resource Hub. Nonprofits bring a tremendous amount of creativity and forward thinking to sustain their missions in the toughest of times, and this past year and a half has been incredibly challenging. By implementing innovative strategies to fundraise, enhance communications and programs, as well as support their operations, These impressive organizations are able to not only sustain their missions, but have been able to reach above and beyond. We are very proud to sponsor the Nonprofit Resource Hub Award for Innovation, which rewards an organization for developing creative techniques and strategies that are cutting edge. Whether programmatic, operational, or for fundraising, these nonprofits have embraced the challenge of making something out of nothing and spinning it to their advantage. The finalists are EB Research Partnership, Fab Scrap Inc., Northern Manhattan Improvement Corporation, and YAI.
Epidermolysis bullosa, or EB for short, is a life-threatening and devastating rare genetic disease caused by one genetic mutation. For children that have EB from the moment that they're born, quite simply put, their skin does just not heal. So if a child with EB gets a cut or a scrape or a bump, that becomes a wound that oftentimes never heals and causes deep pain and deep wounds. So children with EB, they live in full body bandages and do bleach baths every day, spend hours and hours in doctor's visits. Now is a transformational moment in time. We funded 100 projects across the globe to put us within reach of a future where kids with EB will be able to play, run, and ride a bike just like other kids. We unite globally with the medical community. These really breakthrough technologies can be applied to cure many, many diseases. EB has the opportunity to be first off the runway because it's one genetic mutation. So that makes us a prime candidate to be a launch pad for this advent of genetic engineering and gene editing and gene therapies that can help so many other diseases and so many other families.
Prior to starting FabScrap, I worked at New York City's Department of Sanitation. I was overseeing the city's clothing recycling program, Refashion NYC. But fashion companies were reaching out and asking what they could do with the textile waste that wasn't clothing yet, and so I realized this was sort of an industry-wide problem. Our team sort of organizes the infrastructure to get the fabric away from landfill, but then the ability to recycle it or make it available for reuse, that happens with volunteers. We're over 800,000 pounds saved from landfill, and it's safe to say volunteers have sorted every pound of that.
Anyone can visit our fabric thrift store in our warehouse or check out our online store to find beautiful designer materials that have been saved from landfill. What we feel is most innovative is that we're the only nonprofit focused on saving usable design materials from the commercial waste stream. Our mission is to be an accessible materials resource for the creative community in New York City. So when I meet someone from our community and they tell us how FabScrap has kind of impacted their life or their career or maybe their education, I think that is really the most meaningful part.
We were founded as a legal services organization to ensure that recent immigrants, primarily from the Dominican Republic, knew their rights as tenants in New York City. During the pandemic, we were able to pivot and move from our housing work to assisting community members with unemployment benefits assistance. We dispersed over $400,000 in emergency cash assistance. We developed the vaccine hotline project that is now moving into doing emergency rental assistance program. The hotline incorporated an innovative design where New York Presbyterian allocated appointments for NIMIC, and NIMIC ran a call center to link residents to them. In addition to providing access to the vaccine, we also created 12 living wage jobs for community members, allowing staff to work remotely and safely. More importantly, the call center has adapted to meet the rapidly changing landscape, from answering calls when demand exceeded supply to proactive outreach as hesitancy became the largest issue. And so for us, it's really about how do we continue to support communities to thrive, not just survive as we've been doing, but really to thrive.
YAI provides comprehensive support for children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. More than 300 unique programs from residential support to schools, medical care to job training. For us, innovation means leveling the playing field so people with disabilities have the same opportunities as I do. Technology isn't always accessible for people with disabilities, or they don't really know what's out there. YAI's Center for Innovation and Engagement gets to know people and finds out what technology is right for them, what makes them less reliant on others, what will help keep them safer, healthier, or more connected with family. For Leroy, it means he can do what he wants to do, not what others want him to do.
Anytime I can talk to my dad.
People who don't necessarily have the ability to turn on and off their lights or control their temperature now are able to live on their own because they have this technology to remind them when to take their medications or reminders when they should turn on and off the stove.
Thank you a lot, AI, for everything you taught me, for your help and your support.
I'd like to congratulate all the winners, and I can't imagine what a difficult decision this was because you're all so incredibly deserving. So, the winner is Northern Manhattan Improvement Corporation.
Thank you, New York City Imagine Awards. When we applied, we never thought we'd get this far. So thank you for recognizing the work of our amazing staff, Alba, Maria, who are here, who ran the hotline, and who to date we have vaccinated 27,000 community members that reside in Upper Manhattan and the South Bronx. Thank you to all of you who have supported this, and I must say, our staff they're the heart and soul of our organization. They are badass, and when COVID hit, they were there front and center, pivoting our services to make sure that we can continue to support community. New York Presbyterian Hospital was an amazing partner, and within 2 weeks, we got the hotline up and running. So thank you, and to our community members, you are resilient, you are strong, and you will survive this, and you will thrive once we are done with COVID. Thank you.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Northern Manhattan Improvement Corp. Next up, the Serini and Associates Social Impact Award, which recognizes the impact an organization has had both from a micro and macro perspective. Presenting the 2021 Social Impact Award is Serini and Associates partner, Tanya Quigley.
I'm Tanya Quigley, partner at Serini & Associates, and it's my honor this year to present the Serini & Associates Social Impact Award. Working with approximately 300 nonprofit organizations, we understand how important it is for nonprofits to not just deliver services, but also to make a real difference through impact. Social impact has become the elusive currency of nonprofit organizations. Now more than ever, nonprofits are aware that it's critical to track and measure the effectiveness of how they accomplish their missions. These metrics, tangible and intangible, are key to the organization's ability to make a substantial difference in the lives they touch and the communities they serve. Once more, it's become a key metric in organizational effectiveness, monitored by granting agencies, watchdog organizations, and donors. This year's finalists in the Serini Associates Social Impact Award are being recognized because they have successfully leveraged their operations to create a deep ripple effect of social impact across the New York metro region. And the finalists are Association to Benefit Children, City Harvest, Henry Street Settlement, and the Ally Forney Center.
Since our founding in 1986, we have served countless children struggling with complex and compounded issues of poverty, hunger, emotional and physical abuse, lack of educational support, and homelessness, and who have disabilities or developmental delays. We now reach 5,000 individuals in East Harlem and the South Bronx and across Manhattan every year.
We employ a whole family approach, recognizing that a nurturing family and secure parent-child attachments are critical components of early childhood development and positive life trajectories for children, families, and communities. What's really exciting is when a child who we've known for their entire lives becomes a young adult and presents themselves to us and says, you know, I want to give back.
We've seen a resilience and creativity and strength in our children, in our families, in our staff, in our community that's just inspiring.
Since 1982, our trucks have been out on the road rescuing food that would otherwise go to waste and delivering it free of charge to hundreds of soup kitchens and food pantries across the 5 boroughs of New York City. There's billions of pounds of food every year that goes to waste for many reasons. So a farmer might overproduce more than they can actually sell. You might have a manufacturer who printed a label incorrectly. And then you may have a restaurant or a supermarket that overorders. City Harvest will go in and pick up that food. As an organization, we have grown from volunteers renting vans to a full-blown food rescue operation that has rescued and delivered 1 billion pounds of food for New Yorkers in need since our founding, and continued operations through some of this city's worst crises, including 9/11, Superstorm Sandy, and through the COVID-19 pandemic. Food is about more than just health. It's about ensuring that we as a society are better. Our food rescue model, coupled with our robust nutrition education programming, helps us provide the people we serve with the long-term tools they need to access nutritious food and adopt healthy eating habits.
We're Henry Street Settlement, and you ask why we're in it, an Imagine Award and why we should win it. Give me 60 seconds to tell you, I just need a minute. The work we do, it changes lives, that's plain for all to see. We're Henry Street Settlement since 1893. No need to imagine, our work is real. Caring is a behavior, it's not how you feel. Education, employment, healthcare, the arts, food, shelter, clothing, we play so many parts. From infants to senior citizens, we know just what to do. If your grandma lived in New York City, we probably helped her too. A crisis like COVID for us is not new. Not our first pandemic, we were here for the Spanish flu. Our emergency response required customization, pure improvisation, and inspiration with no hesitation. Our doors never closed, we opened them wide. Food, cash, and safety, all delivered with pride. But doors don't open by themselves, it takes a team with heart. Mission, vision, values, we all must play our part. Neighbor helping neighbor, imagine that. To all the other finalists, we definitely tip our hat. Peace, health, hope, and justice will make our world just right. And we thank Serini and Associates for shining that bright light, and for the opportunity to come out and compete, and for acknowledging our excellence at Henry Street.
The Ally Forney Center's mission is to protect LGBTQ youths from the harms of homelessness. Our work is inspired by the organization's namesake, Ally Forney, a gender nonconforming teen who fled their home at the age of 13. Ali ended up living on the streets, where they found a community of young people like themselves who relied on sex work and drug use to survive. Ali was dedicated to helping their homeless peers and publicly advocated for the safety of homeless LGBTQ youth. Tragically, in December 1997, Ali was murdered in Harlem. Moved to action by Ali's brutal murder, the Ali Forney Center opened its doors in 2002. Each year, we see over 2,000 young people who have known the heartache and heartbreak of family rejection at the hands of the people who are supposed to love them unconditionally. They come into our doors to our drop-in center, then we place them in any one of our housing programs, and they can live with us for up to 2 years, where they get access to all these different services. So like working on their service plan, working on their career goals, their medical and mental health goals, while they're living with us in our care. And then by the time they leave our care, they'll actually be self-sufficient. At the core of our work is affirming for these youth that there is nothing wrong with who they are.
So I want to congratulate all the finalists, and the winner of the Social Impact Award is City Harvest.
Good evening, everyone. Everyone repeat after me, 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 children since the pandemic are food insecure. Children. Hey, Malika. Everybody repeat after me, 200 million. Since March of 2020, I can't even speak, City Harvest has rescued and delivered 200 million pounds of food. And we thank you for your applause, we thank you for your donations, we thank you for your support. Thank you to Serenity Associates, the Imagine Awards for this fantastic honor and this. But enough is enough. 200 million pounds of food. Something's wrong. And if we don't fix it, Jesus said the poor will always be among you. And City Harvest will always be here to help, to serve, and to do what's needed, but you can't ask the Marines, you can't ask the soldiers to end the war. We can fight, but policy can end the war, government officials can end the war. So I implore everyone tonight to reach out to their elected officials. Something has to change. It's broken. It's always been broken. If we don't work on the reasons why people are hungry, the reasons why people need emergency food, racial injustice, social inequities, economic injustice, everything else that affects our communities, nothing's going to change. When I first started with City Harvest, we were struggling to get to about 28 million pounds. That was 10 years ago. Last year, before the pandemic, we were projected to do 68 million pounds. And we do it every day. We have fantastic teamwork. A fantastic team of folks that come to work every single day. We're proud of the work we do, but 200 million pounds is ridiculous for a city, for a country that has so much abundance that people have to wait in line while we sat at a table with filet mignon and salmon, wait in line just to get some vegetables. Something's broken. So this is fantastic, but let this be a call to action to everyone to come out, support, and do the work to really make a change. My name is Keith Carr, I'm sorry. I'm the Senior Manager of Policy and Government Relations at City Harvest, and thank you again to everyone for this fantastic honor.
All I heard when he was talking was text to donate, text to donate, text to donate. So I just want to say that I spent hours and hours writing like a final thing here, and I came up with this awesome rap. And they stole it from me. Henry Street, you suck. So all I want to say is, wow, congratulations for all the finalists and winners. This was amazing. Thanks again to our generous support from our sponsors. We still have a little bit of time. What we have coming up next is our blooper reel. Everybody loves bloopers. You might notice or recognize someone in the blooper reel. It's probably me, because most of them are probably me. And don't forget, we still have time to text to donate. The leader now has 7 votes. So come on, text, 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 and keep texting. So let's run the blooper reel.
Well, are you going to say action, right?
Let's roll.
Yeah, now that I've got the first once, yeah, I see where I flub.
Yep. Terrible posture, so.
We'll just shake it out. No problem. Shake it out. Shake it out.
Okay, I know, I was a little stiff. That's not really me.
I really give y'all credit because, you don't know behind the scenes and the work that you guys do. So I definitely give y'all credit because that gave me an eyesight on that one.
Anything from how to fill out your 1099 to applying for a microgrant to assisting in
We do this through school-based
blah, 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 blah. Sorry. See, I knew I was going to stumble on this.
What am I saying?
Oh, partners, sorry.
I screwed up a couple of words.
Could I do that again for a sec?
Can we slow this down a little bit?
It's like if I don't look at it, because I was memorizing it, but I'm looking at the words in there.
Like the Transvisionaries performances. I don't know why that's doing that. Sorry.
And supporters of the Imagines Awards.
That's probably the best way for me to answer. Let's take that away. Let's go. What you got for me? Now I can really
Oh, so you can cut and paste if you need to.
You don't mind the little slight ad-libs, right? Just to make it how I want it. Yeah, okay.
I could talk forever, isn't it terrible?
Yes. All right. Amazing.
So Wade, I'm the founder of the organization, co-founder actually, so I'm going to go again. Wade, I'm the co-founder of the organization.
And I'm sorry, that's really hard.
I've been with the Association to Benefit Children for 27 years. Is that right?
To the Lower East Side and all of New York City since I better check that.
It just sounds clunky.
Yeah, so I would just...
It's been a decrease in... I'm sorry, guys. Let me just get this right. It's okay? It's all right? Okay.
I forgot to put something in there.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Just one little thing.
Hey, how do you pronounce Christina's last name?
I'm sure you guys are going to use me calling up and asking in the blooper reel.
I'll warn you guys, I'm from the Midwest, so you can't hurt my feelings. I'm very coachable. So anything you notice that you're like, slow down, speed up, don't do that, sit differently, you will never hurt my feelings.
Go ahead and slow down just the beginning since we want to make sure people hear it.
I'm a New Yorker. I was born fast. I'm going to go fast. It's hard to slow me down. I'm just going to keep moving fast. So either you move that teleprompter more quickly or we're going to lose out. All right? No, here we go.
Well, I can tell you guys have Midwestern parents. I didn't walk in and you're like, okay, sit down, go. We got to this. Like, it's a wrap. Get the hell out of here.
And there better be green M&Ms in that green room when I'm done. Otherwise, I'm going to...
No, that's fine. I was just teasing.
a while.
I'm old. It's been a long time, yeah.
I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth half the time.
Okay. Great. We'll consider this the rough take.
One more question.
Okay. Thank you.
That was easy.
You got it. If it's okay, we'll do it like off chill.
Really?
Chill.
Really?
Oh
Okay.
my god, yeah, it's like.
Okay. I'm glad I got something out of that.
Oh, yeah, feeling so much better with
Yeah.
this little
Yes.
adjustments.
Thank you for that.
We've seen a resilience that's just inspiring. Sorry. Okay, now I need a tissue because you, Wade, I have to blow my nose too.
Take it one more time for fun.
Let's just do it for fun.
Great, that sounded fantastic.
So I'm done, right?
That was awesome, right? All right, so we actually have a winner of the extra $1,000 prize for you guys texting to donate. And you don't have to come out up here, we'll talk later, but the winner is Children of Promise. Congratulations. So not only do you get the $1,000, but you got all the donations, and we'll let everybody know what everybody's getting from the donations. But there's still time to text. If anybody wants to text, it doesn't go towards the account anymore, but it still puts money in the pockets of the agencies that are here. So that's pretty much a wrap for tonight. We're not throwing anybody out. Please stick around. We have the room till 10 o'clock. Go out there, do some more networking, get to meet the finalists, get to meet the sponsors, talk to other attendees. Make sure that you all apply again next year. We all want you back here in the room. And for any of the sponsors that brought the banners, please make sure you take the banners when you leave. If I can ask all of the winners to please come up here to the stage. We'd like to get some photos and stuff. And thanks everyone for participating. Stay safe.